Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, if you can guess by the title of the video, I want to talk about the upcoming introduction of submarines into the game. Now, submarines have caused quite a stir around, well, any media concerning Warships, YouTube, the forums, Facebook, devblog posts, and most people seem pretty panicked by it. Obviously they're comparing it to the carrier rework, which, that was a whole debacle. But the way they are handling the submarines, I would say that maybe we just all need to take a step back and just chill out for a second, because I think most of us would agree that where carriers are at now is much closer to what they should have been when they were released 6 months ago. Which would have certainly helped if they had done something similar with carriers that they're doing with submarines. For those of you that don't know, with subs, they are obviously it's going to be on the test server only for probably months and months. And then once they're happy with the balance there, they're going to move it over to the live server, but it's going to be in its own special game mode. The Convoys mode, I suspect that's a perfect game mode for submarines. And then they're going to do more balancing and obviously more testing there, since, well, everyone will have access to submarines at that point. And then after being there for probably months and months again, then they're going to be added into the live game itself. So I would have to guess that submarines being in the game itself is at least 10 to 11 months away, if not a year, which is good. This is a new class, and back in the day, Wargaming said that there would never be submarines in the game, so obviously the game wasn't designed to have submarines in it. It was at least designed to have aircraft carriers in it, but this is a good approach to it. They're taking it slow because this is a big introduction into the game. This is a big change, and they should take it slow, which it looks like they are doing, and I must applaud them for that. So that being said, we all just need to, because I mean, when I'm going to be honest, when I saw the announcements for subs, I was worried too, because carrier rework. But when I read that they're handling it slower and they're doing more testing with it, it alleviated some of my worrying. Not all of it, because I am still worried about things like perma spotting. Are they going to be able to fire torpedoes from completely under the water? What's their spotting range going to be? How many are going to be allowed on a team? Because for each of those things, for the firing torpedoes underwater, I certainly don't think they should be able to do that. They should at least have to be at periscope depth. And if we're being honest, when they fire torpedoes at periscope depth, they should be detected for a couple of seconds, because, hey, passive sonar is a thing. And then for a spotting range, I don't think submarines should have the same spotting range as let's say, a destroyer, because unless they're completely surface, then that's fair. But if they're just spotting from periscope depth, then realistically they should have a smaller spotting range than a destroyer or any other ship in the game. And as far as how much should be in each game, I honestly think there should really only be 2 submarines allowed per team in the game, because I mean, if you take any more than that, that's 3 ships on a team, and that's a fourth of the team or just subs, and I feel like that would take away from surface combat too much if that happens. Now, I would say, okay, maybe allow 3 for the first month that it's out, since there is going to be a surge of players in the submarine class. But after that, it should definitely be toned down to, I would think, a maximum of 2 per side. But again, that's another thing. We don't know how submarines are going to work yet at all. So a lot of the panicking too is just speculation, like that whole last minute and a half that I just talked about. That is 125% speculation, because we have no idea how submarines are going to work yet. We don't know, how many are going to be allowed per team. We don't know how the spotting is going to work. We don't know if they're going to have the same mechanics from the Halloween event, which I would say is a safe bet that it's going to work a lot like the Halloween event, but we just don't know. And there are some things where, yes, when we hear news of it, we should be upset and make our voices heard, like the Naval Training Center with the improved Tier 10s. I'm very glad that got changed due to the outrage. But with submarines, a lot of people are saying that this is going to end the game, and we don't know how any of it's going to work yet. It may make the game better. I mean, new content to a free-to-play game should always be welcomed, if it's implemented correctly. And like I've said, so far, it looks like this is being implemented correctly. Now, again, I know I'm saying this so much because just some people in the comments are just going to ignore what I'm saying. We don't know how anything's going to work yet. And trust me, if this goes south, and if they fumble this again like the carrier rework, I will be among the first to let my opinion be heard. As you guys know, I certainly did with the carrier rework when it first came out. I let y'all know this is crappy. I don't think this is working. They were too overpowered. And then we ran into the situation where it's just swinging from being overpowered to underpowered, overpowered to underpowered. And I really don't want that to happen with submarines, because they have the potential to be a very, very fun class, a very engaging class, fun and engaging, lol. And it's going to add a new level of play to the game, which, again, I am a strong believer that if they implement it correctly, it's going to be a good addition to the game. It's a new class. It's more content. It's what we've been saying this game needs, more content. They're giving us new game modes and a whole new class of ships. And that's a good thing in my book. And I know I'm probably going to lose some people over that, but I do think submarines coming to the game is a good thing, if done properly. And that's a big old asterisk next to that, if done properly. And no, I don't know how to fully do it properly, besides the couple of bullet points I gave y'all earlier. But I don't know how to do it properly. But if they wargaming, which I'm sure they have a pretty good idea of how to do it properly, if they manage to execute it right, this could be very, very good to the game and add life to the game, add on more years to this game's life. Because let's face it, this game is 4 or 5 years old at this point. That's old for a video game. Not many online video games make it this far, and so far World of Warships has. So any new content they add to the game it's new content, it's more life, it's more stuff for us to do. And who knows, this may even get me to play destroyers more, because destroyers are getting depth charges, and I'm sure cruisers will be too. So that's going to add a new interesting gameplay dynamic to destroyers. And I may pick up destroyers again and start grinding out some destroyer lines. And that's another thing. You can give us a whole new class of anti-submarine warships, and anti-submarine warfare destroyers, because that was a thing during World War II. So they can just flesh out the game so much more with the introduction of this line. But at the end of the day, if they fumble it like the CV rework, I'm going to let you guys know my honest opinion. You guys know I always do that. And if they screw it up, then I will be among the first to say so. But I really hope they don't, because like I said, this could be so good for the game. It could also be so bad for the game. But I just think we all really just need to back off for a little bit, at least until we get more information about how this is all going to work, and then we can start letting our very loud opinions be known. I mean, that's the whole purpose of feedback, and it seems like Wargaming has learned from the carrier rework with how they're handling this and how they are taking feedback now. So here we go, fingers crossed. I hope some more information about submarines come out soon, and I also hope that, I'm going to try to get in the testing as soon as I can. I'm still not a community contributor or anything yet, so I don't have any pull there, but I'm going to try and get in and get you guys some gameplay of subs, which again I think would be a very good thing. And you gotta think about this too. They really can't come out with this too fast, because they gotta map the whole underwater part of every single map in the game now. That takes time, especially to the level of detail that World of Warships is at. So even if, let's say, they're ready to get these subs out, they still gotta map all the underwater parts of the map, so that's going to take some time too. So I'm not worrying too much about them just chunking them into the game, because, well, they're not just chunking them into the game anyway. They're taking their time testing with them this time, and again, I do have to compliment Wargaming for doing that. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling and repeating myself now, so God, I am surely a teacher when I do stuff like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the subs? Do you think there's, do we need to wait for more information to come out before we really start voicing harsh opinions on subs, or do you guys just don't want subs in the game at all? You think it's going to wreck the game, and since the game was never really designed for it, it's a terrible idea? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see, although I do have a pretty good idea of what most of you guys think from the last sub video. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers. We're getting very, very, very close to being under 100 subscribers away from that goal. Anyway, guys, hope you have a wonderful Friday. Also, I hope to catch you guys on the live stream tonight from 5 p.m. U.S. Central until 8 p.m. U.S. Central, my internet allowing. Anyway, guys, hope you have a wonderful Friday. I hope to catch you guys in the next one.